Hi there Virgo, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for October. This month begins with the Sun continuing in your sector of resources. On the 5th there is a new moon, an opportunity to provide a bounce factor in this area. But lying in wait in opposition is Uranus, suggesting that there can be some unpredictability around costs, or if you have an opportunity to make progress, it could be that if you are a very creative person, you won't get everything exactly as you want because there is a T-square with Pluto, which is a potent influence. So there may be some give and take to be done in the early parts of this month. Mercury, your ruler, also merges with Saturn at the start of week 2. The suggestion here is that you could find yourself almost being a bit too picky or critical or focused on the detail of something when it would be better to just let a situation flow. Just be aware that people will be picking up on how you're expressing yourself, and that could affect how they relate back to you. Venus moves on the 8th into an area which is fantastic for decorative changes to your home. Now obviously Christmas is something that's often in our thoughts at this time of year, and you may find yourself actually planning for a visit or having someone to stay, and that may mean a project, getting a spare room decorated, or perhaps it's something more to do with your main living space. Venus in this area can also give us the desire to entertain and spoil people in the comfort of our home, and that may be something that appeals to you too. Now on the 15th there is a change because Mars is going to be moving, and it's going to be moving into your sign, and this is definitely something to celebrate in a big way, because over the last 6 weeks it may have seen your mood a little bit up and down at times. Moving into your own sign is going to give you a lot more certainty, a lot more self-confidence, and a lot more drive. So what's the downside? Well, the downside is that Mars in our own sign can see us rushing around too much and almost trying too hard, and we can overheat our bodies and our systems. Fevers, chills, boils, all these things can happen when Mars passes through our own sign. So we need to take time to relax. But with Neptune in opposition for the first 9 days from the 15th, I don't think relaxation is perhaps the right word. Something that's very important to you, a project that you want to drive forward with tremendous enthusiasm, could be blocked because information you're receiving is hazy, inaccurate, or even downright false. So watch out for what you're being told. And in a romantic context, if there is somebody you're zeroing in on that you really fancy, just be conscious that with Neptune there during this period, for week 3, you might not get to know everything about this person that you need to know. So keep a little bit of yourself back. Now there is a lunar eclipse which occurs on the 18th, suggesting that your financial situation can blossom over the next 6 months, but particularly if you can put your resources in with somebody else. It doesn't mean to say you have to do this. If you're someone who's very entrepreneurial and very creative and prefers to have control over the whole situation, you can still do well, but it's certainly asking you to be much more conscious about how your motivations impact on those people you deal with, whether they're clients, suppliers, or as I say, any kind of partner. Intimacy can also come under the spotlight in a close emotional context too. On the 21st, however, your ruler Mercury begins a backward journey. This is the third of 3 retrogrades of the year, and from now until the end of the month, you do need to be very careful about what you're saying. Anything to do with technology or appliances, especially electrical appliances or transport, could go on the blink, and you may need to be conscious of getting some kind of service done to ensure that you're not caught up and swallowed up by the negativity that Mercury retrograde can create. However, the Sun moves into this chatty area and the pace of life from the 23rd does pick up. You're not going to be able to overcome Mercury retrograde completely because often it affects the things that we have no control over at all. So if you go to get a train, it's cancelled because there's track work or some other unforeseen influence. What we can do, however, is try to do things as precisely as possible, which is obviously one of your great strengths. But the Sun will just give you more warmth around your communications. And just at the end of the month, as he forges a great link with Pluto, something you say can have a profound influence on the person listening, and it can also have a fantastic impact on your future in a very positive way. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.